hi. It still looks the same. I think they might have changed Facebook Live and it just looked a bit funny. I'm going to be black and white tonight because I feel like being black and white. And there we go. So I'll just have some of my wine and wait and see if anybody comes online. I might kick my shoes off. It's noisy to relax a little bit. When I posted about doing this live stream, I got a heap of responses that this person couldn't turn up and that person couldn't turn up and everyone was busy or on holidays or something like that. So yeah, so I'm not sure if I might end up talking to myself for a whole hour, but if I do, then that's okay. You guys will all see it in the replay. I don't know if something's going on with Facebook Live, but it looks like there's nobody there yet. Oh no, Rani's there. Okay, it's working. And Kirsty's there. Hi Kirsty, thanks for coming on board. So Facebook Live has obviously had an update and it just looks a little bit different. So when I jumped in before, it looked as though I wasn't going to be able to see the comments. And so I thought, oh, something's gone wrong. Rani couldn't get on. Yeah, I stopped the live stream, Rani, and then started it again. So that might have been what that was, because it looked all kind of funky and like I wasn't going to be able to see the comments. So I stopped it and went in via Facebook rather than via the Pages app so that I could see if I could see you all. Do you like my black and white? I decided to go with a filter tonight. I'm feeling a bit blotchy, so I thought it's called a classical filter. I quite like that for me. Have you ladies got your wine ready? Actually, it's good. It's good wine. Okay. Hi Emily, how are you? Rani said I'm very classic. Okay, so yeah, I'm back, Em. Sorry, I messed around a little bit before. And hi, Ange. How are you? Okay, Emily's got. Oh, Kirsty, go make a cup of tea. I won't do anything important for a couple of minutes. Emily needs a refill. Can I give a bit of a shout out to Emily? Because she messaged me before and told me about a great big win that she'd had in her business this week, and I'm a bit excited for her. I'm not going to give you any details because it's not my story to tell, but just a big clap for Emily. So if you want to share the love with her, give her a few hearts or something because she's done a really good job and had a great win this week. Hope everyone else has had some wins. There's some love for you, Em. Oh, I think that was you. There's some love for you, Em. Has everyone else had some wins this week? I hope so. You're welcome, darling. Okay. Hopefully Kirsty's taken us with her while she's gone to make a cup of tea. Yeah, Kirsty's saying she likes how the picture takes a full screen now on Facebook Live, but it still shows the words. It's awesome. I really like it. Like the words are kind of scrolling over the bottom, like they go up to about here. So they're scrolling over the top of me, but I can see past them to the whole image. Yeah, it's really cool. Oh, Kirsty had the Smart Chicks event today. Was it good? That would have been a good one to go to. Yeah, Kirsty's taken us to the kitchen to make a cup of tea. Good. Okay, so, oh, can you see it the same way with the comments over the top of me? That's good. All right, cool. So, I wanted to talk to you tonight about what happens. Hi, Christine. Thanks for jumping on board. I want to talk to you about what happens sometimes when people don't agree with you. And I know it sounds really weird that people wouldn't agree with me, right? Shall I turn this a little bit down so that you can see, if you're seeing the comments like I am, is that a bit better? Okay, cool. So now you can see me on my dining room table, right? So you're going to see me when I put my feet up on it like this too, because I do that too. It's all right, Mum's not home tonight, so she won't see. So people sometimes do disagree with you, right? Sometimes there's people with a slightly differing opinion to yours. And I wanted to tell you about an example of something that happened to me this week. Sorry, it wasn't today, it was this week. And, you know, I think this is something that people get a little bit scared about, you know, when it comes to putting themselves out there online and including themselves in their content and showing up authentically and doing all of the stuff that I teach. There's a real fear about upsetting someone or having a different opinion to someone, or, you know, getting in a conflict or something like that online. And there's a real fear about it and what that's going to do to your image, and you don't want to upset people, and all really valid fears. So I'll tell you about the example that I had this week. So I'm in like about 300 Facebook groups, not active in all of them, but there's one that's like a business forum that I'm active in. So this week I posted in the forum and I screenshotted something that had come up in my news feed. And I was doing literally 15 things at once and stupidly made a really silly mistake. Like, it was such a dumb mistake. Can't believe that I did it, but I don't need to put the lid on that because, let's face it, the bottle's going to be gone tonight, right? Over a period of time, drinking sensibly and responsibly over a period of time. So, I screenshotted something that had come up in my news feed, and I had a question about it, and I edited out the bottom part of the image. So I thought that I'd taken the person's name out, but because I'd searched for the post, because I just thought of it and thought, oh, I want to ask about this in this forum, I'd searched for the post, so I'd searched by the girl's name. Okay, really silly. So Emily said, just get a bigger glass. This is the biggest glass I've got. I know, I keep breaking them. Actually, I should talk to Sandra about some new wine glasses. So I included her name, and I didn't realise what I was doing, and it was so stupid. But I posted this photo of her post, thinking that I'd taken her name out of it, and across the top in the search bar was her name. Stupid. So I posted the screenshot, and I asked my question, you know, is this something that we need to be concerned about? Is this something that comes up for you in your business? Has anyone got any answers about this? And it was some technical stuff, and, you know, just stuff that I didn't understand, business-related stuff. I'm not going to go into who it was or what the post was about. But what happened next was that I didn't get a response to my question. I went off and did my thing and got a bit busy, and then later on was back in Facebook and checked my notifications, and it was like so many people had commented on my post, and I thought, oh cool, you know, some answers. So I went into the forum, went into the Facebook group, and all the comments were not related to my question, not answering my question. These people had actually stalked this girl and were like tearing this woman to shreds. She wasn't in our Facebook group, so I'm hoping that no one's actually told her what was going on. Hi Annabelle, thanks for joining us. I'm just talking about something that I posted in a forum this week, and it was a question, a technical business question, and how rather than, and stupidly I left the girl's name on the post, and the people in the forum didn't respond to my question, but they started to tear shreds off this woman. And it was just totally, the stuff was just totally juvenile, and it was mindless, and it wasn't related to our, you know, my business or their business or anything like that. It was things like, they stalked her friends and started bagging out her friends. they started to make assumptions about how her lifestyle choices and her health choices, like based on, I don't know, because I didn't stalk her, I don't know what she posts or what she advocates for or even what her business is, I don't know. And they were just generally having a go, like digging the boot in. They were being so nasty and so mean. So I don't know if you know this about me, but sometimes Kirsty's saying tall poppy need to belittle her. Yeah, absolutely. It says so much about the people that were commenting. And the thing about Min is that she doesn't always keep her mouth shut. In fact, she often doesn't, mostly doesn't keep her mouth shut. And particularly when somebody isn't there to defend themselves. So off I went in one of my rants and they copped it. Like Mama Bear got her boots on herself, you know. So I basically said, you know, it's unfair to make these assumptions about somebody. This is not meant to be, hi Megan, how are you? It's nice to have you here. It's all right, you'll catch up. Megan said, oops, I missed the start. Hi there, Em. So I'll just recap again, just one last time for Megan, and then I promise I won't recap again. So I'm talking about how I posted something in a business forum this week, and it was a technical business question, and it was a screenshot of somebody else's comment on Facebook, but that everyone in the forum started to bag out this poor girl rather than focus on the question at hand and focus on the business and blah, blah, blah. So, so I let them have it. I kind of let them feel the wrath of Min, and Mama Bear Min came out to defend this poor girl, and I don't know, who knows, she might be a bitch, she might be a sweetheart. I have no idea, and it kind of doesn't matter, because my question was like totally unrelated to her as a person. It was just a technical question that she had prompted by her post. So, so that was fine. I let them have it, and pretty much they shut up. They kind of behaved themselves and pulled their heads in and were like actual human beings again after that, which was nice. And I was a little bit concerned that I might have got into a bit of a backwards and forwards, but I was ready for it. Like, you know, I was pretty strong in my position, and I wasn't afraid to take any of them on. If they wanted to have a conversation about it, that would have been fine. But this is the thing that people get scared of. So I got away with that, and nobody did sort of come back to me. But what did happen was that a few months ago, someone from that group had personally friend requested me on Facebook. And those of you that know me know that I'm pretty cool with being personal friends with most people in business. So if you fancy having extra Facebook friends, feel free, find me and go ahead and friend request me. Okay, Emily's asking for a little more context, as it's a little hard to follow without giving away details. Okay, so I'm avoiding talking about my second business is what I'm doing, because I did promise that I wouldn't promote my skincare business on this platform with this business, with my marketing, online marketing business. So what it is those that probably don't know, I have a little side hustle that I do, and it's an anti-aging skincare product. So the people that work for the company had a forum about it. I saw this girl's post, and it was basically an objection that might have come up about the content of the product. And so I posted a copy of her post, and I said, hey guys, you know, this is an objection that could come up. Can I have some answers about it? It's about the ingredient list and, you know, any potential reactions or side effects that might happen from the ingredients in the product, and can I get some of our chemists or bio people to let me know what's going on? And so rather than talk about any objections that they'd had about the ingredients or any of that stuff, they chose instead to just rip shreds off this girl. So sorry, I was trying to kind of avoid talking about the skincare product on this forum, but that was where it happened. So, okay, hope that's cleared it up for everyone. Sorry about that if I've completely confused you. So, in the forum was this girl who had friend requested me on Facebook and had actually joined the Powerhouse Collective as well, because she ran a business, and I said to her, come along, it's a really cool group, and if you don't like it, you can run away. Well, she hadn't. She'd stuck around until this thing, and she was one of the people that commented and started to rip shreds off people. Okay, Emily says, no, that's okay, it makes heaps more sense now. Good. Okay, cool. Sorry, Em. And everyone else that probably had no idea what I was talking about either. I'm trying to protect you from multi-marketing, marketing everything at once too. And so she left our group. She's not here. She won't be watching this. And she unfriended me on Facebook. And I just thought to myself, you know what? That's what my clients are afraid of. That's what people think might happen. But I thought about it and I thought, well, actually, I'm still strong in my position. She was saying the wrong thing. I feel that she wasn't being fair, and she wasn't really dealing with the question at hand. So the thing is that I would actually prefer, and you can't make people do things, obviously, but I would prefer people to out and out disagree with me and tell me and come to me and talk to me, and even do it in a public forum. I have no problem with that, because I generally have a well thought out point of view, and if it's not, Kirsty says she's self-filtered, exactly. And, I know that she was never going to be a client of mine, and I know that, she was never going to buy from me. So no big loss, I'm not concerned about it at all. I just kind of went, oh, well, that's unusual. That doesn't often happen to me. But I guess when you do that, when you go out on a limb a little bit, then that's the reaction sometimes. But if they choose not to come to me, if they choose not to be forthright in disagreeing with me, then that's okay too. It doesn't really matter. But the point is that I can't not turn up authentically, and I can't not walk my truth. And I think that that's what's really important to do in the online space, whether you're in a Facebook group, whether you're creating content for your page, or whether you're creating content for your group like the Powerhouse Collective. It's so important to be absolutely authentic and to absolutely walk your truth, even if there's a chance that somebody might not agree with you. And to stay quiet in this situation wouldn't have been authentic for me. It was grating on me. I walked away from the laptop. I had to think about it. I made a cup of tea and I came back. Kirsty's saying, funny they react and have to unfriend. Exactly. It's like, a child picking up their toys and saying, right, I'm going home now. I don't want to play with you anymore. And, it just, I don't know, it's a bit silly. But if that's what she wants to do, then that's cool, it's fine. I don't need her in my circle. I have really super cool people in my group, so that's okay. But it's important online, is my point, not to be afraid to take a position, because what it does is it lets people know who you are, okay? When you have an opinion and you're not afraid to put it out there, it gives people a real sense of you as a person, and your values, and where your moral compass lies, and all of the stuff that makes up you. And it gives them those little windows into that, a little piece at a time. It gives them the ability to build a bit of a picture of who you are, okay? Wine, sorry. And Kirsty's saying people respect that. Absolutely, they respect it, even if, they don't agree with it. But the other thing it does is it builds trust with them. It allows them to get to know you. And I did a marketing workshop the other day, local to me, and I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to remember them now because I haven't got my notes right, but I said there's 5 things that everybody who follows me online knows. and I will try and remember them. Firstly, they know that I like a wine. That's a given. Everybody knows that. I make myself out to be an alcoholic, don't I? But I swear I'm not. Everyone knows that I like wine. Everyone knows that I have a son who is my biggest challenge and also my biggest treasure. Everyone knows that I swear and I'm okay with it. Everyone knows that I like to train at the gym, except not so much lately. And I knew I'd forget the fifth one. What's something else that everyone knows about? There's a couple of you still left. Refill time. Emily's gone off to get another wine. Okay, so the thing about taking a position and not being afraid to have an opinion is that people feel safe in that, because they know that you're always going to be authentic, even if there's a chance that they might not agree with you, okay? Even if there's a chance that the position you're taking is quite a strong point and that some people are not going to agree with you, you know? I can remember when the Donald Trump thing was going on. I can remember like it was years ago, it was only last week, right? But there was a whole lot of conflict in a whole lot of Facebook groups that I was in. Emily's saying you don't care what people think and you do it anyway. Yeah, well, I mean, it's not so much about not caring, because, you know, you don't want to upset anybody and I don't want to upset anybody, but I'm open to the idea that people aren't going to agree with me, because if they all agreed with me, then there would be, you know, it would be a different world that we lived in, and probably would be a pretty boring one. Kirsty's saying you know what to expect. Exactly, because you get to know the person, don't you? It's as though you actually have a physical kind of interaction with them. You've got, you know, they're one of your circle. Just because they happen to be online doesn't make any difference. You know, I have closer relationships with some people online than I do with people offline, and that's just the way of the world now. But it's important to be mindful of creating that, you know, to be mindful of building that trust, and to not hide behind the fear that might stop you doing that, you know. And I know I've worked with so many women that say to me, well, you know, I'm too scared to. What if someone disagrees with me? What if I upset somebody? What if I lose a client? And I say to them, well, you know what? They are not going to be a client if they're not aligned with your values, you know. We don't want to work, well, I don't want to work with people that I don't kind of get along with, you know, that I don't kind of like. And because I have this position and because I put this out to the universe and I say, you know, I only want to work with chicks that I'd want to be friends with. And so that's why when I do my Facebook advertising, I tend to include as one of the interests in the, you know, the bit where you put all the interests, is that they must like wine. So if you don't like wine, that might be why you've never seen any of my ads. Emma says, I mean that a good way, it's a strength. Yeah, absolutely. And Kirsty says, they're not your people, you have the same in a group. Em says, this has been my focus this week, better walking my talk. Yeah, absolutely. It's so important, and it's so important. It's hard though, isn't it? It's really hard, because there is that fear that someone's not going to like you. And I think, you know, it's a really difficult one to get over. You know, it's like that saying, what's that saying? I used to walk into a room and wonder if anyone would like me. And now I walk into a room and I wonder if I will like anyone. You know, like it's turning that around. It's putting a different perspective on it. And I guess this is where the mindset work comes in. You know, it's about knowing what your values are, and knowing where your moral compass points, and knowing the things that are important to you and where you stand on certain important issues and things like that, and not being afraid to put yourself out there in that space, you know, and to have an opinion and to have an educated opinion on things. Kirsty says, in relation to realising someone isn't in alignment, they will leave your group, and not to take it personally. Absolutely, and I do not take it personally at all. I'm so not worried about it, but I think that, you know, a lot of people do, and I know clients that count their unlikes on their page or count their unsubscribes from their email list, and, you know, put out an email, a newsletter to people, and then they get 3 unsubscribes, so they dissect the email that they've just sent, wondering what they've done wrong, and they haven't done anything wrong. It's just that those 3 people aren't aligned with your message. They don't want to hear your message, so that's okay. The people that you want to hear your message are the ones that want to hear your message, you know, and they're the only ones that are going to potentially buy from you down the track after you've done all the work to build the trust and yada, yada, yada. Kirsty says she's had that too. Yeah, exactly. So I guess, you know, you have to get to a point in your life and in your business, and it's a self-realization, and it's something that comes from mindset work, and it's something that comes from experience, I guess, too, that you have to take these knocks along the way and realize that in the scheme of things, they don't actually affect your business. If 3 people unsubscribe from your email list or unlike your page, in the scheme of things, by the time you finish building that awesome kick-ass following, those 3 are not a blimp. You know, it doesn't matter. They don't count in the scheme of things, because you're likely to have so many people. Oh, Lisa's here. Lisa from the US of A. How you doing, darling? I need to email you. I'll do that after this, if I can still type. So it's realizing that conflict is okay, and a difference of opinion is okay, and that in business, it doesn't have to mean the end of your business. If you get up on a soapbox and you say, actually, this is what I believe. This is what I think is true. This is my truth. This is my message, and to not be afraid to do that. Lisa says that it's early there in the States. It must be early there. And Emily says, I guess Lisa isn't drinking wine with us. Have you got coffee? You probably have coffee. It must be like really super early there. And Emily says she's just had an awesome opt-in idea. Fantastic, Em. That's good. You are so on a roll at the moment. So I guess, you know, pretty much that's all that I needed to talk to you about that. Lisa's got coffee. But the other thing I wanted to talk to you about is actually involves Lisa Mustard, who's a kick-ass businesswoman from the States. And she and I and a couple of other women are doing a webinar tomorrow morning, Australian Eastern Standard Time. And what time is it, Lisa, over there? Pacific? Is it Pacific time? No, Eastern Daylight Time. I can't remember. I can't remember what your time zone is. Can you tell me what time it is over there? When we're doing a webinar, and it's on the changing face of business, and it's about 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Eastern Standard Time, not Eastern Daylight Time. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're in the States, that's what time it is for you, and it's 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time, so Melbourne time. So our webinar is all about the changing face of business and how business is going to look different in the future, and how the multi-level marketing business platform is a viable option nowadays for a lot of people, or perhaps it's not. You know, we're just going to have a conversation about that. And again, we're hoping to get some differing opinions and have a really kind of vibrant conversation about that subject. So if you're interested, get onto my page or get into the group. I think I've posted the link in there. I might even do it again tonight, just one last time, to give you a chance to get on board for that webinar tomorrow morning and tonight in the States. Something else I want to talk to you about is that I have this awesome Snapchat challenge, and I meant to actually get my Snapchat ID ready, so I'll have to post that too. I might even do that in the comments. I'll pop a little photo of my Snapchat ID. So starting on Monday, I'm doing I think I said it was going to be 10 days, a 10-day gratitude challenge on Snapchat. So basically what happens is you add me to your Snapchat friends, and then each day in my story, I Snapchat you a new challenge to post me something that you're grateful for. So it will be specific things each day that you need to go out and find that you feel grateful for and post about that. So it's just about creating an awareness of gratitude and, you know, that kind of putting that grateful feeling out to the universe so that you draw in some abundance. And there's one other thing that I want to talk to you about too, and it's just to get a little bit of feedback about the group, really. So currently we have Marketing Monday, but we don't have any other theme days in the group. Emily's coming along. Cool, Em. Thanks. It'll be good to have your input. So we don't have any other theme days. So I'm wondering if everyone would be keen to have different days with different themes so that you could post each day in the group. So I'm looking for a bit of feedback about that. And if you don't have time to put the comments in now, then, you know, feel free to let me know in the group later on. So I always finish up with an opportunity to ask questions. Is there any questions about your online marketing or walking your truth in your content, or not being afraid to jump up on your soapbox and have a position, whether or not somebody's going to agree with you is regardless. But, you know, if you have any questions about that kind of thing. I'll just drink some wine while I wait, see if anyone's got any questions. No? Oh, hang on. Emily suggested tried it Tuesday, something that you have tried. An exercise, business, meditation, a book you've read. Emily, I don't understand you. What do you mean? Oh, okay, so I think what you're saying is tried it Tuesday. So something that perhaps in the previous week you've tried, something new you've tried, something like that. Emily's coming up with them all. Good on you, Em. See what happens when Em gets a few wines into her? She's got all the ideas. So she's had an opt-in idea tonight after a few wines, and now she's coming up with all our theme days. You bloody rock. Want It Wednesday, something you are calling into abundance. Cool, I like it. Just sharing something you've had a go at. Good girl, I like it. All right, I'll have a think about it. I might even do a little poll and see if people want to have theme days or not. And if they do, then we'll start that. Creativity and wine is flowing. That's good, Em, I'm pleased. It's good to hear. You've got some celebrating to do, so I think you deserve it. Okay, I'll just wait for a second or two and see if there's any more questions, and if there's not, then I'll wind up for the night. No? Okay. Hopefully I'll see you in the webinar tomorrow morning. It's called The Party's Over, meaning that the multi-level marketing party, the Tupperware party, all of that, it's done, it's different, it's not like that anymore, and having a chat about what it looks like and whether it's a viable business model or not to run an MLM, multi-level marketing business. And also, you know, all the bad stuff too. So, you know, if you're very anti multi-level marketing, we want you on board. If you're very pro multi-level marketing, then we'd like you on board as well, because as I've talked about for the whole live stream, I'm absolutely okay with people disagreeing with me. In fact, you know, it kind of makes my life interesting, so bring it on. And I suggest that you guys do too. So don't forget to walk your truth in your content this week, and don't be afraid to put yourself out there and start building that trust with your followers. Okay? Thanks so much for joining me for Date Night with Min, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.